Hello, welcoming into this space. So I just wanted to share some of what I've been picking up on. I recorded a session and then realized I actually had muted my headphones, and so it didn't record all these beautiful things that I was seeing. But I wanted to come in and share as best as I can what I was feeling and experiencing. So as best I can describe what I was seeing, I would call it it was looking like, so this would be specific to each individual's energy field but how do we express this? Because it's collective in a sense that we are all experiencing the same version of this, but it's not just like, oh, you're picking up on it from the collective. You have this in your own energy field. It's a collective, let's say, issue or phenomenon. And what I was seeing was as if your light, this massive sphere of golden kind of flame energy, it really came through as being a flame, although it's a sphere, a flaming sphere perhaps. But what this is the passion, this is the drive of your field. And it's as if I started to see it in a garage. Now, for me, a garage represents many things. So I will describe my impressions of that based on what that means to me in order to help correlate this to your field. And so we store tools that we use in the external world in our garage, right? So all of these implementations that we would use to bring forth our expression. So this building, this space is representing, right, this kind of storehouse for the tools that we would use to bring forth our soul expression into this realm. And so this flaming sphere, this it's a driver, really. It's the passion, it's the drive behind your, let's say if your energy field has a specific expression or a specific design, right? Almost like we can look at a stained glass window, right? It's like this beautiful array, all these lines, all these colors arranged specifically and intentionally. What is the driving force behind that? What allows it to be expressed? It's the light coming through that window, right? So the driver, that passion is this light, is this flaming sphere. And yet what I'm seeing is that these spheres are being almost like they were put in this corner here, and then all these tools, all these things, you know how things can get cluttered and build up in the garage when you don't use. We go through these kind of periods of time, right, with the seasons as well, where it's like we need things for the winter, and so we put away the summer things in the corner and they start to kind of pile up and things get dirty and dusty, and sometimes we pile things up continuously that we almost forget all the things we have there. Sometimes maybe we'll do a cleaning, a thorough, right, pull everything out, and we're amazed at what we had forgotten we had stored away. And that's kind of the sense with this sphere, although it's been here forever, and it's almost like the cobwebs have come over this space, so it's almost as if it has been so hidden, like there's almost been a wall created where you let's say you build a wall of all these kinds of boxes and tools and things you don't use, right? It just kind of starts to become part of the structure, almost where you don't even realize how much is built up, right? It's like the clutter just becomes part of the space. This is what it feels like. So that almost like this sphere now is hidden within this wall of let's say clutter, unused implementation devices. And that's really what our field is going through right now. Shaking all of this off, realizing where we have been held back, because the reason this got hidden away, the reason that we put this passion in storage, let's say, is because of all these subconscious messages we have been receiving over lifetimes. Now, understanding that this clutter that we're seeing and feeling right now is not just about what has occurred in this life. This is all of your lifetimes now. You are feeling this. So if there is increased agitation or this increased desire of, let's say, oh my gosh, my life is so in disarray, or it's so messy, or I've got to get this cleaned out, it's not just what has happened in this lifetime. It is the entire array, let's say, of energies that you have been carrying with you. This feeling of having to hide yourself away, forcing yourself to shut down, piling things up on top of this light, because sometimes that light wants to come through and express, right? And we do things like, oh no, you're not coming out. Oh no, you're not going to put me in danger again. Oh no, you're not going to shine brightly for people to see you, because that may call other things to me. Now I'm going to have more responsibilities. I don't have time for more responsibilities, this kind of energy. So understanding this is what we're shaking off. Now the shackles that have been placed on us that have essentially allowed us to keep this light in hiding. So we're feeling this mixed energy of, I really want to clean out this clutter, but I haven't exposed that light in so long. That feels really overwhelming. So almost in this kind of, let's say, even a neutral point, right? So there's this push and this pull. There's this desire to release the old stagnation, but yet a resistance to fully expressing our light, only because we don't remember what that even will feel like. What will that really be like, right? So there's this kind of, let's say, a point of tension here. It's like, which way are we going to go? How are we going to break through this? And so we are reminded of this idea of the artist who, when he is carving, he is actually revealing the creation inside this piece of stone, let's say, right? So that creation has always been there. It was just the sculptor's job to use the hammer and chisel to reveal it. This is very much what is going on in your field right now. Where it can feel like there's so much stagnation and so much disaster, and how am I going to move beyond this? Really, it's about taking that hammer and chisel and just hammering away little by little. And at first it looks like nothing is happening, and maybe there are some hairline cracks, but eventually it's that one strike that just obliterates everything and causes it all to break into pieces. So this is the way to approach now what you are maybe feeling in your life, where there are things that need to be cleaned up, or things undone, or things that need to be brought forth. It is not to feel overwhelmed at this time, but to take hold of the one thing you can do in this moment to create that hairline fracture, right? Just enough to show the light where it needs to come in, and then the light comes in and reveals everything. And this is the miracle of working with the light. We don't have to do all the heavy lifting. We show the places by being active there. We take our, let's say, our focus, our intention there by virtue of applying force, applying life force through the matter state. And what is that? What is energetic force? And the matter state, it is action, taking action in those areas. Again, little steps in the right direction of releasing the stagnation of the past, to allow the light to come in and assist you the rest of the way. So this is what I'm seeing. This is what we are feeling. It's this strange place of pure elation and ecstasy, coupled with, oh my goodness, how am I going to do this? But to recognize this is the light coming in to release the shackles, releasing you out of these burdens. And again, if you are feeling overwhelmed, it's to recognize this is not just from this life. This is from all physical lifetimes, the matter states of being, which have been corrupted, overridden, all these kinds of things. Yes, allowing you to come back to your nesting space. This space of divine interaction where you receive your impressions, where you receive your insights and are then allowed the space and time to act upon them, because our lives have become so cluttered with these reversal systems, everything we have accumulated and acquired as a result of that, of needing to survive through the matter state. And now is the time where we are able to start releasing this. So holding on to those moments where you feel so deeply connected, and not going into dismay if you feel you cannot stay there or hold that long enough. We're working through both right now. So taking in those moments, enjoying them, also knowing you're going to be brought to a place where you need to start cracking through the old, releasing out the stagnation. So sometimes we are not able to stay in the state of pure ecstasy 24 hours a day, and that is perfectly okay, and we should not be in many cases, because then in most cases that would mean, based on our old patterns, we are probably bypassing. Instead of taking care of business, let's say, we're just going to stay in these upper realms where I feel good. That could also be a form of avoidance. So we want to take note of that. Allow that deep, deep connection. Honor it. Take it in. Anchor it into your field. But also know it's okay to focus on what needs to be done, and that you may not feel happy all the time doing this. And there may be anger and frustration and resentment that might come up as you move through these old energies and release them. And that is okay, but allow them to be expressed. Understand the root of those energies so that you can release it. And where I live, we're starting to move into some very kind of hot and humid weather right now, and it feels like we could be in for a very kind of hot, messy summer, in a sense of all of the release that needs to happen. And yet this sense of, well, we've been trying to release this for so long. Is this going to be, again, the same thing where it leads nowhere, right? Just to this kind of dead end. So again, don't go into despair. Don't allow yourself to be overwhelmed. If you do, allow yourself to move through that, though, knowing that is not the end point. Move through until you start to feel the light again. And perhaps that is the best advice we can give at this time. Do not be stopped by those feelings of overwhelm and aggravation. Move through them until you feel the relief and the release, knowing that it will always come in. So I think that in the past we would have stopped ourselves, and that was also the pattern that was available to us. That's really all we had to work with, right? Was to get stuck and get lost and trapped in that stagnation. And now understanding that the light is on both ends, right? We are inspired through the light. We are inspired to start. But where is the light taking us right now? It's to release through the stagnation and the density. So knowing we start at the light, we move into the density and the stagnation in order to clear it out, but that we come back out on the other side into the light. So if you have a task that you need to tackle, move into that, but don't stop moving through it until you come back to a space where you feel you are once again connected to the light. Brilliant. Good. Good. Clearing through those mental ranges. Breathing into this understanding. The light is here. The light is here. The light is embracing you at both ends of the spectrum now. Recognize this. The density that lies in between now is up for release. This is what is surrounding your core. But the light is flanking you on both sides now. Breathe into this. Releasing through the brain, through the mind. All of these energies that come in to tell you otherwise. We are here now. We are present, fully engaged Otokosha through our humanness. What an experience to be within. What a joy to behold Dokoro Oshoshi within these ranges now. Pure expression. Pure form of expression. Tokono Koshoshi Shiatakai Joshi. Okay. Many blessings. Namaste.